Hi viewers, hope you all are doing well. We are here to discuss the provisions contained in ICAO Annex 9 on facilitation. Annex 9 to the Chicago Convention represents the standard and recommended practices and guidance material pertaining specifically to the facilitation of landside formalities for clearance of aircraft, passenger, goods, and mail, with respect to the requirements of customs, immigration, and public health. The standards and recommended practices on facilitations contained in Annex 9 are the outcome of Article 37 of Chicago Convention. Facilitation is the efficient management of border control processes to expedite clearance of aircraft, passengers, crew, baggage, cargo, and prevent unnecessary ground delays. Article 22, Facilitation of Formalities, states that each contracting state agrees to adopt all practicable measures to facilitate and expedite navigation by aircraft and to prevent unnecessary delays to aircraft, crew, passengers, and cargo, especially in administration of the laws relating to immigration, quarantine, customs, and clearance. So we understand now that facilitation is the outcome of the Chicago Convention on International Civil Aviation held in 1944. The main aim is to reduce the ground delays of international flights and facilitation of formalities. Obligation of contracting state and users are defined separately based on the provisions contained in various articles of Chicago Convention on International Civil Aviation 1944. So now we will discuss the facilitation obligation of contracting states as per Article 11, which is applicability of air regulations. This law is related to the operation, navigation, or departure of international aircraft in the territory of contracting state without distinction as to the nationality and shall be complied with by such aircraft upon entering or departing from or while within the territory of that state. Article 14 is the prevention of spread of diseases. Each state to take measures to prevent the spread of disease. Article 22, facilitation of formalities. In this, each contracting state agrees to adopt all practicable measures to facilitate and expedite navigation by aircraft. They have to prevent unnecessary delays to aircraft crews, passengers, and cargoes. Article 23 is the obligation of state regarding customs and immigration procedures. Article 24 is regarding custom duty. Article 35 is regarding cargo restrictions. Article 37 is adoption of international standards and procedures. Article 38 is compliance by member states to adopt common procedures as standard for facilitation. Obligation of users. Article 10, landing at custom airport. Every aircraft which enters the territory of a contracting state shall, if the regulations of that state so require, land at custom airport and depart from a custom airport only. Applicability of air regulations. The air regulations of contracting state as per Article 11 shall be complied with by international aircraft upon entering or departing from or while within the territory of that state. Article 13, entry and clearance regulations. The laws and regulations of a contracting state as to the admission or departure from its territory of passengers, crew, or cargo. Such regulations relating to entry, clearance, immigration, passport, customs, and quarantine shall be complied with by or on behalf of such passengers, crew, or cargo upon entrance into or departure from or while within the territory of that state. Documents carried in the aircraft. Every aircraft of a contracting state engaged in international navigation shall carry following documents: certificate of registration, certificate of airworthiness, appropriate licenses by each member of the crew, journey logbook, radio apparatus and radio station license if it is equipped. If it carries passengers, a list of their names, places of embarkation and destination. If it is carries cargo, a manifest and detailed declarations of the cargo. Article 35 is about cargo restriction. In this, no military war weapons may be carried in or above the territory of a state in aircraft engaged in international navigation, except by permission of such state. Each contracting state reserves the right for reason of public order and safety to regulate or prohibit the carriage in or above its territory of articles. So, from the beginning of ICAO's history, the need to facilitate international air transport to remove obstacles that would impede the free passage of aircraft, passengers, crew, package, cargo, and mail across international boundaries was evident. ICAO has therefore developed over the years a comprehensive facilitation program that is reflected in the international standards and recommended practices of Annex 9 to the Chicago Convention, as well as in the recommendations and statements of ICAO Council and Facilitation Division. The program is concerned with such measures as liberalization of visa requirements and entry procedures for temporary visitors, the development of machine-readable passports and visas, speedy handling and clearance procedures for cargo, mail, and baggage, and elimination as far as possible of requirement for documentation or examination in regard to transit traffic. So prevention of entry of aircraft based upon public health reasons. In cases where in exceptional circumstances air transport service suspensions on public health grounds are under consideration, contracting state should first consult with WHO and the health authority of the state of occurrence of disease before taking any decision as to the suspension of air transport services. Document requirements and use. No document other than those provided for in Annex 9 shall be required by the public authorities from operators for the entry and departure of aircraft. Acceptance of electronic documents. If a state permits a traveler to enter that state without a visa, the state of departure will only require the traveler's passport. General Declaration. It is an internationally recognized form. It contains details of aircraft registration mark, nationality, flight number, date, departure, and destination. It also contains details of the flight routing and the number of crew and passengers boarding and disembarking at the various locations. It contains a health declaration and a certificate signed by the pilot in command or an authorized agent. If information desired by contracting states in respect of a flight is available with the state in electronic format, then physical general declaration is not required. General declaration can be signed by either the authorized agent or pilot in command. Information relating to crew member shall be limited to the number of crew on board only. Passenger manifest is another document which is internationally recognized, and it contains the details of name of passengers on the aeroplane. Cargo manifest is internationally recognized document. It contains information such as airway bill number, number of packages, and nature of the goods. Passenger baggage. Contracting state shall not require the presentation of a list of the number of pieces of accompanied baggage. Unaccompanied baggage may be cleared using a simplified procedure. Operators carrying baggage shall, upon request from the authorities, provide them with any available information where it has not otherwise been provided for custom clearance purposes by the passenger. Completion of document. It can be handwritten, typewritten, or electronic data form. All are acceptable. Number and type of documents required. States are not to be required from operator more than 3 copies of GD, cargo manifest, and general store list. Only 3 copies are required, not more than that. Advance notification of arrival. The submission of a flight plan by non-scheduled flight wishes to land in another contracting state for non-traffic purposes is considered sufficient advance notification to the state of landing that the flight is to be conducted. However, the authority of state of landing will accept that flight providing the flight plan is received at least 2 hours in advance of the arrival and that landing occurs at a previously designated international airport only, where such addresses are required to be notified to custom, immigration, security, etc. The flight plan is to be addressed to the appropriate authorities of the state concerned. Travel documents. Facilitation Annex 9 contains information regarding passports, visa entry, exit, re-entry. It also tells about machine-readable travel documents. Contracting state shall accept a crew member certificate for temporary admission to the state and shall not require a passport or visa from the crew member. Transit passengers may remain in a transit lounge for a maximum of 2 days. International certificate of vaccination or prophylaxis in case where proof of vaccination or prophylaxis is required by national authorities under the International Health Regulation 2005, contracting state shall accept the international certificate of vaccination prescribed by WHO. International airports, facilities and services for traffic. Customs, immigration, quarantine and health border clearances services as required are provided at international airports. Facilities to be provided to permit embarkation and disembarkation. Facilities required for aircraft parking and services. Control channels for clearance of outbound, inbound passengers and passenger amenities. So it has been made sure that all participating states will comply with these facilities. Other facilitation provisions: facilitation of search, rescue, accident investigation and salvage, implementation of international health regulations, establishment of national facilitation programs, assistance to aircraft accident victims and their families. Passenger data exchange system. Contracting state requiring the exchange of advanced passenger information or interactive advanced passenger information or passenger name record data from aircraft operators should create a passenger data single window facility for each data category that allows parties involved to lodge standardized information with a common data transmission entry point for each category to fulfill all related passengers and crew data requirement for that jurisdiction. The facilitation aims at eliminating all non-essential documentary requirements, simplifying and standardizing the remaining forms, providing certain minimum facilities at international airports, and simplifying handling and clearance procedures.